All right, it started recording. So first one, we're gonna cross out. This is a freebie one. This is a freebie one where you just cross out what's in common. Pretty straightforward. Then becomes a result. Just remember, x plus 3, x minus 3, those are not the same, so you cannot cross them out. Next one. That was weird. Let's do x squared plus 9, or x squared minus 9, I'm sorry. And let's do like x squared plus 4x plus 3. Good.
Plus 3 minus the plus 3 plus 1. That's,
X squared.
And then x and then plus 3 minus 3.
Perfect. So on the top, we're going to factor both of these. X plus 3,
So bad.
x minus 3,
I know,
x plus 3, x plus 1,
Michael, what's wrong with your voice?
x plus 3, you cross them out. X minus 3, x plus 1. So that'll be your answer there, okay? Simple, that'll be like question number 2, which I consider like simple factoring. Now let's do like a level up factoring, something like this.
So you're doing a slide and divide? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, the first,
See, this is what I was saying, but don't trick me because I don't know how to do slide and divide.
well, you should know how to do that. It's not a trick
Well,
anymore.
right now.
Don't you do 3
Yeah.
times 5?
That's what I hate about math. They bring like things in test category. You should know.
Yeah, that's how it works.
I don't know.
But now it's a fraction.
Oh, the bottom one gets x plus 1, x plus 1.
Yeah, so whatever one you start with, it doesn't matter. The bottom one you could do quickly. It's x plus 1, x plus 1. I'm going to write it as x plus 1 squared. You don't have to, but I'm just going to write it as x plus 1 squared. Top one, I'm going to have to slide and divide as a reminder of sliding and dividing. Going to take the 3 and put it in the front. And I'll do it in red over here. So it's going to be x squared plus 8x plus 15. Then I factor that 5 and 3, x plus 5, x plus 3. Then I have to divide it by the OG number, which was 3 here. So this is going to become x plus 1 on the right. And this one's going to become, this cannot be factored or simplified. So I move it to the front. 3x plus 5. Now this is 1x plus 1. These are 2x plus 1s. So when you cross it out, you could just cross out the little 2 because you technically have 2 of them. If you wrote it separately, you could just cross out 1 on each. And your final answer is 3x plus 5 over x plus 1. Jasmine first, and then
I have a formal question.
I'm going to do my review. So
Alright.
it was just based off the test. So yeah. Yeah.
So when you move the 3, doesn't it become a fraction?
Does it make it a fraction?
Like that when you slide and divide?
No, you're doing the slide and divide independently to the bottom. You don't care about the bottom in this
So
case.
I don't care how to slide and divide.
3x plus 5, x plus 1, if you were to distribute it out, will get you back here. Slide and divide. Oh, I took the 3, made it 5, to the 5, made it 15.
Right.
Then I figure out what 15 gives you 8.
Multiply?
You multiply.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you divide and then you multiply.
Slide first is, and then you divide at the end.
And then you divide.
Yeah.
So, but you divide all of them?
You divide each one by the original number, which was 3.
Wait, you made that 15 and then you divided the, what are you dividing by?
This one,
Did you divide the 8 by 3?
No, because you're factoring, so your 15 is x plus 5 and x plus 3, like to get 15.
Right.
And then and then you divide those numbers.
By 3. And then it becomes a thing where it goes in front of.
Yeah, if it doesn't simplify. So the right one simplifies, so that becomes x plus 1, while the left one doesn't, so that moves forward. Typically, one of them at least is going to move forward. All right. Next one,
I don't remember.
40. Oh, I shouldn't be using the same numbers. Shoot. X to the 7, y to the 4 over y to the 3rd times x to the 3rd, y to the 2nd over 8 x to the 3rd, y to the 10. Something like that. So for this one, you would multiply them first. So I would multiply the top and bottom first. Normal numbers multiply normally. There's only 48 here, so it stays 48. X7, x3rd, when you multiply them, you're adding the exponents. So that's x to the 10 and y to the 6. On the bottom, 8 and 1 is just 8. X to the 3rd, there's no other x, so it just says x to the 3rd. Y to the 13. From there, we simplify. 48 and 8 is going to be reduced down to 1 and 6. Yeah. 10 over 3 is going to reduce to, this is going to be x to the 7. I should do it like this. 6x to the 7. And then y to the 6, y to the 13th.
It goes to the bottom.
It's going to be a -7, which goes to the bottom. So we'll just leave out the bottom, the y equals 7. That's it. You could also think of it as there's 6 of them here, so I cross it out, and there's 13 here, so I just reduce it by 7. You could think of it like that also. So that one is just a variable one.
What's the exponent of y then?
This one?
No.
This one's 6, because it's 2 plus 4. I'm literally going through the test and just making up questions based on the test.
Yeah, and then I still have questions on the packet.
I'll post the picture and the video, yeah.
Do you have LCM questions?
What's up?
Do you have LCM questions?
I mean, I'll get to it, yeah, eventually.
Yeah. I just wanted to
Okay.
check.
Wait, what fraction was that? Does anyone know what that is?
All right, next one. I know, but I have a big test to go over. I mean, me explaining each step makes it long for me. So yeah. Yeah. Actually, let's see.
Energy is like what's created when you have energy is the capacity or power to do. Is it energy is like a force. Energy.
Okay. For this one, it's a multiplication problem, but notice this equation is not a fraction. So we have to make it a fraction so it works. So I'm just going to put it over 1. So over here on the left, I'm going to factor each one. The better you get at factoring, the faster you can do this test. So x minus 5, x plus 2. This one is going to be x minus 5, x plus 3. And this one on the right side is going to be x plus 7, x plus 3. And since this is a multiplication, I can just make it one big fraction and then cross out what's in common. So I see -5s on top and bottom, and I see a plus 3 on top and bottom. So all I'm left with x plus 2 and x plus 7. This is a 2 and this is a 7. Again, the better you get at factoring, the faster you can do this stuff.
I can't write in my.
You don't have to put
I
over
know.
one.
I should not.
Because it's just nothing on bottom, you don't have to put over 1. If you do put over 1, you'll still be correct. Give it a second to write that down as I write the next question.
Oh my God, is this something we have to flip it?
Good idea.
Because I learned that last night from Colorado. I
Um,
swear I don't remember learning this, but like you definitely taught it. I just definitely don't remember.
It's okay. At least you know it now.
Oh my God, yeah, I also like this.
So this, what I'm going to do is instead of dividing, I'm going to multiply. And instead of having it like this, I have to do the
Why is there
reciprocal.
3?
Why is there 3 what?
What? Did you?
I put an equal sign.
You rewrote it, right?
I'm rewriting it.
Okay, yeah.
So you first flip it. Then you're going to combine everything. So the tops are going to combine. So that's 20 x to the 3rd. 5 plus 2, 7. What's up?
Why not just give us?
Multiplication problem, same thing.
Well, I mean, the division is not the same thing. If you forgot to flip it, you're going to mess it up.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. That's what you're supposed to learn. Yeah.
Once that's flipped,
That is easy. So once I put it as one big fraction, then it goes back to like 2 or 3 tests ago when we learned exponents. 20 divided by 30 is 2 over 3. X to the 3rd, x to the 13. You could think of that as x to the -10 and has to move down to x to the 10. Or you could think about it, there's 3 on top and 13 on bottom. If I start canceling them out, there's still 10 on the bottom.
That's how I think about it.
That's fine. And y is 7 minus y to the 1 if you don't see anything. It's y to the 6. That's it.
I have a question. that-
We subtract.
Wait, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
go
just
ahead.
subtract- Oh, okay, 7 minus 1 is 6. I'm just.
For the exponents,
Yeah.
you subtract the exponent.
You subtract the exponents.
Actually,
I want to do this, so I
It's like
cannot.
the same thing, I have a question on.
The question is, do you subtract exponents when you divide?
Yeah, look, hence-
Okay, show me, come on, as I write the next one.
Okay.
So the answer for this one was the exponent is 2,
Mhm.
but if, but like the exponent seems like matchups, I don't know what I did wrong.
So this was supposed to be the answer?
This is supposed to be the answer, but I got 3 first.
You could keep simplifying. 3 and 9 reduces down to 1 and
Not
3.
like the exponent, like,
No, the numbers.
oh yeah,
Oh, wait, this one?
yeah, the exponent was supposed to be 2, but I got 3.
This is the original problem? Why does it become 4 and 9? You simplified it first?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you forgot to flip it though. You simplified it, but you forgot to flip it. See the x third is still on the bottom, the y
Why did I
third?
get the answer still right, but then just.
It's gonna be slightly close, depending on what the numbers are. It could be close, but it's not gonna be 100% correct. Or actually, your numbers might be on the top or the bottom. They could be like flipped into precision too. So it could be closer.
Everything else is right except the exponent.
And then I'm not sure then. You had to flip it somewhere then. Maybe you didn't write the flip. That'd be weird
No, I
then.
think I just didn't write the exponent.
Okay, maybe that's why then. Then you just check your addition then, because like you don't have the show of the flip. 5, 4. Oh wait, not the equals. Divided by.
Yeah, it is. Obviously, the boys don't.
I thought it was very fun.
I thought it was such a good.
I had the worst time.
I had a great time.
I also like my room requests, I didn't get any of them. Oh,
What you did?
not like announcing it because it's just like.
You basically did.
No, I didn't say, I didn't, but I
Guys, I was in every room.
In a way, you basically did.
Okay, is anyone response in my room?
I
No.
said it, you know, it's a joke.
Dinner wasn't in my room.
Where's the wedding?
Guys, next one.
Yes, it was.
All right, it's still division. We're gonna flip it. To save me a time, I'm going to flip it and factor at the same time. So the left side, I'm gonna factor first. So it's gonna be x plus 2, x plus 1. The bottom of the left side is gonna be x plus 5, x minus 1. Just remember you are flipping this. So I'm gonna do the bottom one,
X plus 2, X plus 1.
x plus 5, x plus 2, x plus 1.
Okay, where is that? Which one you found factored?
That's this one, top left.
Don't you have to flip it?
No, you only flip the second one, only the second one.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, is it a keep change?
Keep change flip, you mean? Keep change change, I think was something to help you remember negatives. I hate that. So I just try to say just double negatives make a positive. All right, x squared plus 5x plus 4. So that's x plus 4, x plus 1.
I don't know.
And then this one is going to be x. Oh, I have to change this one. This is not actually factorable. Let's change this to this way.
3 times
Let's make the 4 and the 3 like this. My fault. So that would be
3, 1.
x plus 3, x plus 1. You try to cancel out what's in common. I did kind of just make this up. So I have this in common.
And
Oh, I don't have anything else in common. So it's kind of, it's a boring question, but not a lot of things come in common. When I actually create them, like with design, a lot of them usually get crossed out, so it looks nice. But everything that doesn't get crossed out, you just have to write in your final answer. Be very clear, you do not need to foil this back out. Don't do that. So I would say if I were to break it down to sections, first one is just simplifying. Second one is simplifying with multiplication and division. Guys, shh. Next one is simplifying with addition and subtraction. So let's do that next, okay?
You just bought it? You guys accept that, no? Yeah, you guys know that no can set up for like 2 cents.
It's to, because all the money goes.
I think you have a cash.
This one you probably, this one, I was the magic, like one person.
What's up?
put money in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Money and then two.
Okay, next one is addition. If the denominators are the same, and you gotta get a question like this, if the denominator is same, you don't have to change anything. They already match. So I'm just gonna write this as 6 plus 2x over x plus 1. I could take out the, not the x, but on the top, I could take out a 2. And it's gonna be, yeah, so I'm gonna rewrite it as x plus 3 over x plus 1. But if you look, you still can't factor anything, so it's just as good enough. No, you can't, because x plus 1 is a unit. So these,
What's the problem? How do you just factor out?
I just took out a 2 on the top, and there was nothing left.
From the other side?
I just swapped the x's too, so make it x plus 3 versus 3 plus x.
What are you factoring out? The six-
This one, yeah, 6 and 2x.
You wrote that, it wasn't part of it.
No, this was part of, this is the question.
That was the problem, and you wrote that,
Yeah, yeah,
and now you're factoring. Okay.
yeah. And then I factor out just to check if anything cancels out. This case it did it, so nothing to factor out. But if something did factor out and cancel it out, you have to cancel it out.
I never realized I have to factor, I literally just think I was done and I would just keep going.
Just always be careful of that. But they're gonna be simple enough that you could always check. Or quick enough that you could do it. Okay, this one, you need to make it match. This, so this one, you look at the denominators and you ask yourself which one's missing from each other. This is a little bit easy. This is gonna be a question like this. You go the easy one and we'll ramp it up a little bit. But this one, yeah, at this case, you're gonna multiply by each other because they're missing. This guy does not have an x, so he needs an x over x. And this guy doesn't have a 6, so he needs a 6 over 6. Thank you, Chad. So this is gonna be 13x over 6x plus 6 times 7, and we'll slow today, 42 over 6x. Now we could combine it. 13x plus 42 over 6x. Can you take out anything in common? What? No, and we just check 13, 29, or 26, 39. No, it's not gonna give you 42. Nothing can be taken out. Nothing's in common with them. So we're done. You could, but you have to also take it from the 13, which is not possible. It has to be everything, okay? So always check if you could take something out. Again, I'm making these up, so the chances of them being able to. No, I'm not gonna give one like on the test like that. The numbers ones, I mean,
Where it was like, actually, there were ones that, but can you do ones where like, are you doing ones where there's like a problem at the bottom? Like,
yes. Let's first do this one and then we'll do the next one. And the next one, I think is what you're asking. 18 questions? 17 questions. What was I looking at? Oh, this one minus.
X squared equals 72 x. Cancel out 1x, which is. I'll do it all.
Okay, this one. For this one, I know you know it, but I just want to go over it. Oh. So you need to figure out what's missing from each one. So it helps out if I write out what is the factors. So 3 times x times x. And over here, the factors is 4 times x. So what do they already have in common? They already have an x in common, so I don't have to think about that. But what they have missing over here is missing a 4. So I need to times this by 4 over 4. Yeah, but this is how you find the least common multiple guaranteed. And then this one is going to be 3x times 3x. Not really, because you didn't multiply this by 3x squared. You didn't multiply this 4x. You don't want to add the redundancy.
For the bottom, just like find like the.
Yeah. In order to do it, you could multiply it by itself, but your result would be bigger and you have to factor it out later. So it's easier to find the least common multiple or find what's each one's missing. So it's going to be 8, 16, 32 over 12x squared minus 30x over 12x squared. The numbers should match. 32 minus 30x over 12x squared. Could you take something out? Good. If you look at all these numbers,
You have to break down through 12x squared to like.
no, you could leave it like that. But this one, 32, 30, and 12, they're all divisible by at least 2. So I could take a 2 out of everything. So your final answer? Good. And then just check again. 16 and 15, they don't have nothing in common, so you can't factor anything.
Two on the outside or no?
The 2, oh yeah, no, because everything got to 2. Only if it's one part of it, you put a 2 on the outside. Because you could think of it like this. You could think of it, I put the 2 on the outside, but then there's the top and the bottom 2 and they get canceled out.
For this one, when I'm combining, I would force this, right?
Yeah, you would, but where's your question?
Right here. You have to. cross
Yes,
out.
you have to cross multiply. Yeah.
So I'm
Well,
forcing-
actually, yeah, you'll foil it because you got to find X. Yeah.
You just mark it for
Wait,
now.
we're driving.
Driving doesn't need it to.
Really? What the fuck?
Why are you blowing up her spot like that? That's messed up. Yeah, I know.
Why did you say it like that?
Rivka, we don't do it like that.
Rivka, get right.
Now we all know you're an immigrant, get her in the corner.
All right, next one. 3x plus 2, 2 minus 2x plus 3.
Can you cross that next out?
You cannot do that. This is minus.
Multiply them by 2 and 3.
So you got to multiply it by, remember, x plus 2 is a unit. So you can't just like do just 2. So you have to do this one by x plus 3 over x plus 3. On the right side, you got to do x plus 2, x plus 2. So that's going to become, first one is going to be 3x plus 9. On the bottom, I highly suggest don't actually combine them. No, because you want to check if they could factor. So just put them next to each other. Make your life a little easier. Minus here, 2x plus 4 over x plus 3, x plus 2. So then we're going to make it one big fraction. We could also subtract at the same time. So 3x minus 2x is x. And then 9 minus 4 is?
13.
Okay, 5. Over x plus 3, x plus 2. Nothing matches. So we're done. Since nothing matches, it's done. If something did match, you would cancel it out.
Do you, in this case,
No.
like in just.
No, don't foil the bottom. It says
No,
we're-
so
oh,
just each multiply by total, because,
because each one doesn't have anything in common. Yeah, you could do it like
so when there's nothing common, you multiply by two.
basically, yeah.
Okay.
Because what they have in not common is everything, you know?
Yeah, it's okay.
I'll keep it up as I write the next question. Okay, so that's addition and subtraction. You definitely need that skill, not only for the section about addition and subtraction, but for the equation ones. So we're gonna do some equation ones. Let's do. Oh, this is gonna be hard to make that works. Oh, shoot.
So I'm always like shaking that, I'm always like. That's why
1
you go out,
over.
like, 15 minutes, I sit outside, watching it, there's no way to come to, I used to leave fast, you sit on the blue chair right outside there. Yeah, that's right, I do, you sit right on the blue chair, doesn't come out. You just. Come.
All right, next one. This is equation. Now we're in the equations, which means there's equal signs in the middle. You're solving for x, and the best way to solve for x is to cross multiply. You want two fractions on both, or a fraction on both sides, then cross multiply. That's the easiest way to do these problems.
3x plus 9.
Good. I'll just write out what's happening first.
Equal sign, you cross multiply.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. If you, it's only two fractions, you might have to combine the fractions. You'll see that in the next question, okay? So this is 3x plus 9 equals 4x. Subtract 3x on both sides. 9 equals x.
You're like crying.
Straightforward. So once you cross multiply again, it's just like a algebra 1 problem, basically. You just got to move things around. Let's do this one. So this one, same thing. It is only two fractions or a fraction on both sides. So we're going to again cross multiply. Again, it's x plus 5. That's a unit. X plus, like these, it's going to be like this. That's why there you can't take it out x.
They all have, you've done it.
Because x plus 2 is a unit like this. If you're going to take out the x, you need to take out the 2 also, which you don't have an x plus 2 on top to do that. All right, cross multiplication again. So x minus 3 times x plus 2 equals x times x plus 5. A little longer, maybe like an early algebra 1 problem instead of algebra or late algebra 1 problem. X squared minus x minus 3 equals x squared plus 5 x.
When you multiply the
He's saying something.
parentheses, it should get x on that.
What's up?
You did x minus 3 times x plus 2.
Plus x plus 2. So -3 plus 2 is -1.
No. but I thought- So I drew equals x. Oh, you drew it.
Yeah. Okay, I just skipped right to the finish. Then here, I'm gonna subtract. Now, if I subtract x squareds on both sides, what's really nice is they both cancel out. So all I'm left with is -x minus 3 equals 5x. So plus
Well, he's not bad yet.
plus x plus x. I don't want it. 6x, guys. I'm not interested in politics right now, especially since I'm recording this. I'm not interested in it. -1/2 equals x. No, that's why you can't say anything that's detrimental anymore.
I'm not gonna cancel.
Hopefully not.
He's like, "Feel communist," then someone walked in. It's so bad.
That'd be good. One done, would be fun.
What was that?
Okay. So we like cross multiplying because it reduces it down to a very simple or a doable problem. In this situation though, before we could cross multiply, you have to make it one fraction. So what would I do? Perfect. So this is technically over 1. Guys. So this one on the right, I'm going to multiply by x over x. So I can have the same denominator. Do I need to do anything here? No. So what's going to happen? It's going to be 4 over x plus 3x over x equals 12 over x. Now, I will point this out because everything match. What you could technically do is just cross this out and then do the top. Let's say if it doesn't match, I'm just going to pretend if it doesn't match. So 4 plus 3x over x equals 12 over x. Cross multiply.
The other way makes it so much easier.
I know, but that if it matches everything. This one has happened to match because I just made this up. Maybe I will make it match.
Wouldn't you make it match anyways by using the LCM? LCD, whatever the hell.
Doesn't necessarily match with the right side though. When I say match, it means everything matches.
Right, but why wouldn't we make the right side match?
You could do it like that.
No, but like, if you make it even, then.
Yeah.
No, but wouldn't you need to multiply 3x by x again to make it 3x squared? Because we don't find the
I would agree with that, yeah. Yeah. But this is how I taught it, so I just want to keep it consistent. So 3x squared plus 4x
Wait, where did you get 3x
equals,
squared?
cross multiply.
But if you kept it like the top one, it wouldn't be red.
You just showed us how to do it the long way. You didn't match the bottom.
Well, ask like your mom or something. I don't know what they-
Good, this is the boss, the middle one, right?
Yeah.
You just cross out the x's.
You could if they all match on the bottom, yes.
Just show us how to do it in case they don't.
I know, we're only asking question.
Yes, you could do it. like- Wait, notice how everything here has an x. So what could you do? Well, first, let me move everything to one side. 3x squared, hold up, equals negative 8x equals 0. Well, if I take out x here, now look at the 3x minus 8. 4 plus 3x equals 12. If you subtracted 12 on both sides, it'll be 3x minus 8. So you still end up with the same thing. Now, I'm going to ask you, so you have two answers
You
supposedly.
wouldn't have x on the outside if you did that.
Yeah, but this is why it doesn't matter, right? I'm going to ask you, what's the one thing, guys, stop talking. It's like being recorded and it's really hard to talk over you. And then you watch it later and then you can't understand what I'm saying.
You're not here where he's at.
So for this
You're not here
one,
where he's at.
x equals 0. What's the problem with x equaling 0 though? What's the problem with fractions? You can't have something on the bottom. What is it? 0. So if I plugged in a 0 here, would there be a 0 on the bottom? Yeah, so it turns out this is not even a good answer. So the only good answer is 8/3
8 over 3, yeah. Wait, what? Where'd you get 8 over 3 from?
plus 8 divided by 3
8 over 3x.
equals x. Because I moved the x, or I left the x behind. It cannot be 0 because you can't have a 0 in the denominator. That's why if you cross it out in the beginning, you will still get the right answer.
So it's pretty much easier to do it that way.
If it match, yeah.
Why do you make it equal 0?
Why do I make it equal 0? Because in terms of factoring, I need it equal 0. So I can figure out this one could be 0 and this one could be 0. If it equaled 1, that doesn't really work. It has to be equal 0. Kind of like in the past, when we ever factor, it has to equal 0 for the question to work.
How do I know that I should do that?
If you have a situation where you have an x squared and an x, like you don't have one of them cancel out.
Is my natural instinct would be to subtract one.
That's true, but then you still have x's on both sides. Then you could divide both sides by x, and actually you would still get the right answer. That's fine. But if you had like,
Like if I had like.
If you had-
3x squared equals 8x. That's not very-
let's say you had something like something like this on the bottom left, or yeah, on the left. This one, you could move the 8x to the other side, but that's not very useful.
No, I'm saying like, if I, let's say I subtracted 4x from 12, right?
No, what you're saying would get you the correct answer. That's fine.
So can you do it?
Sure. So it would be
3x squared.
3x squared equals 8x, but then I will divide x on both sides because they both have it in common. So 3x equals 8, divide 8/3 on both sides, 8/3.
Okay.
So you could do it like that also. There are multiple ways to do the algebra. Right, last one. The 4/3x plus 1/, nah, yeah, let's assume 6 equals 5x over
I'll use the only one for anyone.
2.
You're definitely like planning like.
Okay, for this one, we wanted to make again the left side match. So for this one, I'm going to make the match on the left by doing 2 and 2. This one's a little different. All right, this one is just different because they don't all match, so you can't cross those out. And this one on the right is going to be x and x. So I can make the denominators match. So I'm going to get 8 over 6x plus x over 6x equals 5x over 2. 8 plus x over 6x equals 5x over 2. Yeah, I don't know if this is solvable because I just made up the numbers. So cross multiply. Cross multiply. So that's 30x squared equals 16 plus 2x. Because I have an x squared and an x and a number, I'm going to move everything to one side. 30x squared plus 2x minus 2x minus 16. No, I'm minus 2x minus 16 equals 0. I could take out a 2 out of everything. So 15x squared minus x minus 8. Yeah, what's up?
Okay, if I was to multiply the 5x over 2 by 3x.
And then make it match, then cross out the bottom. You could do it like that also.
For me, that's easier.
Okay, that's fine. You can make them all have the common denominator. You could do it like that. I'm keeping them simple numbers. So that's good. So you could do that. Yeah, so fine. Equals 0. I don't know if this is factorable. I'm just going to check. X squared minus x minus 15 times 8 is, I have no clue. 40, 120. This one is not happy to be factorable, but on your test, it'll be factorable. Okay. Everyone, good luck on the test tomorrow. Okay.
Thank you. It's only $1. You should all buy it.